We're now going to look at developing your child's understanding of vocabulary, all things to do with body parts, and what better thing to use than trusty Potato Head. We have a Mrs. Potato Head here. This is an invaluable toy to help develop your child's understanding and use of body parts, okay? Because it's really tangible, you can physically feel the pieces, and they do look quite realistic. So this has been used for many years in therapy to help develop language. You can do the same at home, okay? So would get either the Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head. I think the cat and the dog one is a bit too abstract at this point, okay? So take all the pieces off. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be giving, like we've said before, you're giving the child the language, okay? So at this point, we're not concerned about them expressing or naming parts. If they want to, then that's an added bonus, like I've said. Let's put that one there. But what we're going to be doing is giving them all the vocabulary. So we have the pieces here to use. We also have our own bodies, okay? So I'd be just putting it out piece by piece. Ear, okay? And then indicate to your own ear. Ear. If the child sitting in front of you needs a bit of support, maybe hand over hand behind someone sitting behind them to indicate they can touch their own ear. So it's starting to make that link between this represents an ear, okay? And then you can build Mrs. Potato Head as you go, so he can see, your child can see it as it would appear on Mrs. Potato Head. So ear, where's your ear? Ear. Arm, arm. So either they will stroke their own arm, or you can indicate by tapping their arm, arm. And at this point they can help you build Mrs. Potato Head, or you could do it yourself. Mouth, mouth. And the physical touching of the mouth as well is quite useful as well, especially for those children that need to develop one keyword instruction. So mouth. Nose, nose. And if your child's developing 2 words, we could say pink nose. Or if it's 3 words, say, oh, big pink nose. Eyes, and indicate your eyes. Try not to poke yourself in the eyes. Eyes. Arm, nothing like a bit of repetition. Great for learning language. Arm. Ear. So remember, if it's 1 key word, we're saying ear. If it's 2, we can say pink ear. If it's 3, big pink ear. And also on your child, you could say, oh, Jack's pink ear, or Emma's pink ear. Tongue. We have no room for the tongue, but it's up to you and your child which one they want to choose. You can either use the mouth, or you can have the tongue as an option. It's quite fun. You can stick your tongue out at each other. Now that you've built Mrs. Potato Head, we're going to check your child's understanding of body parts, okay? So we can deconstruct her, take some parts off. And as we've done with the puzzle pieces, we can use these objects for the understanding, okay? So again, if your child needs to develop 1 keyword instruction, maybe just put 3 out as a choice, okay? Again, naming it, it's not a child for your test, a test for your child. We want your child to be able to follow the instructions. So, arm, arm, nose, nose, ear, ear. Let's go. Hand out. That nose wants to run away, doesn't it? Give me arm. Give me arm. Arm. So your child should give you arm. If they need a bit of support, you can kind of indicate on their body what parts you're requesting. Arm. 2 keywords again. As usual, we're going to add it up a few more. Give me ear and nose. Ear and nose. Try not to indicate on yourself when you're giving them the instruction, because that's going to give it away. By this point, we want them to develop the understanding of the verbal instruction, okay? But if they're having difficulty, that's when you can kind of indicate to help and support, and that's why we're here together working on these targets, okay? Then again, if it's 3 keywords, maybe choose something different and ask them to give you 3 pieces. Give me eyes, arm, ear. Remember, all three bits need to come to you at the same time, as it were. Eyes, arm, ear. That's 3 keywords. Another way to practice following keyword instructions is with our trusty post box. So, lay out the pieces near the post box and encourage your child to post the items in. So, if your child needs to follow one keyword instruction, we are going to give them one keyword to follow. Post arm. Post arm. In it goes. And if they're following 2 keywords, let's give them 2 keyword instructions to complete. Post nose and eyes. Remember, both things need to go at the same time. Nose and eyes. In it goes. And 3, post mouth, tongue and ear. Mouth, tongue and ear. In it goes. Okay? If at any point you have to stop the instruction and break it down, okay, it no longer becomes a 3 keyword instruction, for example. If you said post ear, tongue, mouth, and the child gave you the ear, not the other 2 bits, and then you had to say it again, you're breaking down the instruction. Just remember, if it's 1 keyword, 1 item needs to go. If it's 2, 2 things need to go at the same time, and if it's 3, 3 things need to go at the same time. Okay? Just to help your understanding as you're working through the activity.